Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, gonna be a match between Scan and Olympus, a rematch of sorts between these two players. There was an excellent Scan versus Olympus game that I cast maybe last month or so. Time has no meaning, but if you want a link to it, I'll let you know in the comments, or let me know in the comments and I'll put it in the comments. So this is going to be a Patreon cast for the week of December the 30th. The last Patreon cast of 2021. If you're watching this at patreon.com/FalconPaladin, thank you very much for supporting me over there for at least $1 a month. I really do appreciate it. And if you're watching this on YouTube in the year 2022, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 5 times a week with excellent Brood War content. Top side of Destination, we've got Scan. He's kind of a pinkish color, tannish color. And down here it is Olympus. He's being the red Protoss today. So both these players excellent. Scan very good as well. This is a bit of an older replay. I think Scan is better today than he was when he played this match. So if you're expecting like current capability Scan qualifying for ASL Scan, this is probably not the same dude, but still very good nevertheless. And Olympus just an extremely good Protoss player. He's great. His macro is good. His micro is good. His decision-making is fantastic. I don't know. I expect to see amazing things from Olympus in the future. I just think he's got a really solid foundation to work on. And maybe working on some different stuff. Maybe a little bit of different tech choices. Scouting a little bit better. Right, just little things you can improve on as a player. And he could become a great one. For sure. I really do think that. So, SCV heading out on Destination. Super old map, everyone. I mean, this is... Honestly, this map, it's just been around forever. I mean, I remember when I first discovered that StarCraft Brood War was a competitive, like, professionally played sport, and I was like, wow. I was very late to the party. It was 2008 or so. I want to say 2008, 2009. And I think it was Team Liquid. Team Liquid got me onto that. I found a bunch of replays from players who were professionals and competing. And then I found somebody on Justin TV, which is the predecessor to Twitch, and I'm pretty sure is just a direct ancestor of Twitch in a lot of ways, a lot of code ways, right? But yeah, some dude was working on his Marine medic opening against a fast lurker rush on this map, and he must have played, I mean, I watched him play 10 or 11 or 12 games in a row against a practice partner who was down here, who was just doing nothing but lurker rushes, and then he had to get his Marine count up high enough for the medic support, get the split perfect, get it concave, and deal with those lurkers as they were burrowing in these areas. And if he got it done fast enough, he won, and if he didn't, he lost. And it just kind of was the first little glimpse I saw into how seriously people were taking Brood War, and it was great. It was really a good time. I think opened my eyes for sure, and directly, I think, led to me doing this today. That was my first experience. Again, late to the party, I know. But better late than never, I believe, is how this works. So, another player going for the fast expand. They want to make sure they're getting their factories and their cybernetics cores out first because, you know, dealing with Dragoons really sucks if you don't have a factory, and dealing with Vultures really sucks if you don't have a Dragoon. So, that's the reasoning behind all of this. Olympus expanding, and Scan thinking about it. Got about 300 minerals. I think we're going to have an SCV. Oh, what is this guy doing? Is he checking for I think he's checking for proxies would be my guess. I don't know why else he'd go all the way over there. I really don't think Olympus has much reason to expand in this direction, but, you know, ninja expands are a thing. We don't see them a ton here, but, you know, it could be. SCV does manage to sneak past the Dragoon on the bridge. Gets in, sees the expansion. That is exactly what Olympus wanted to prevent from happening. But SCVs, they look chunky, but they are a little bit slimmer maybe than everybody believes. Perfect scout. Just a perfect scout. He sees everything, right? He sees that robotics facility warping in because he was here. Yeah, he got it. He sees the robotics facility opening. He sees the expansion. He knows it's not super fast Reaver drop or DT drop or anything. But he knows, you know, robotics facility up, and it could just be he needs detection for the spider mines. Right, we've talked about that a million times. Very, very safe command center location here from Scan. Holy smokes. Continuing to build this command center here. Did have to step away for a second for cat-related purposes. But hey, Dragoons are here and say, hey, there's not a command center coming up. Maybe it's inside the main base, but this is a Marine tank army, so you have to retreat. No, loses a Dragoon without scouting whether or not this is an expansion build. Robotic support bay coming right on in. It's like, okay, so we see siege tanks, which means we don't have vultures, which means we're not working on spider mines right now. So the priority here is not going for an observatory quite yet, says Olympus. So we're going to hold on a little bit, go for some crazy Reaver drop action, which is always very fun in PvT. See it more here. I don't know. PvP and PvT are kind of the Reaver drop matchups from what I've seen, and actually going for vulture movement before going for spider mines. So yeah, heavy on the tank play here, which is going to help against the Reavers, honestly. Vultures aren't super great in that situation. Got a Kakaru flying by. Kakaru! Kakaru! Hello, Senor Kakaru. How are things today? Hope you're doing well. Hope you don't get targeted and killed by, I don't know, a Dragoon or something. I don't usually see Kakarus die, do we? Like, ground critters die a lot because they're blocking somebody trying to expand, or they catch some splash damage from a tank or something, right? But Kakarus, I don't know if I've ever seen a Kakaru accidentally killed. I think I've seen one maybe accidentally targeted, or perhaps on purpose targeted. Hard to determine intent in these games. Maybe once. Ah, there we go. Little Ursidon out. What's up, Ursidon? Won't make noise for us because we're watching a replay, but that's cool. It's fine. There we go. Observer coming in. Man, was there a Dragoon here? Did we just... Something died. Whatever was coming up this way, completely dead. Says, okay, the natural base is pretty well covered by tanks. How well defended do we think the main base is? And let's find out. The answer is not very. Spider-Mine upgrade is on the way, but not going to have those for a hot minute. Engineering bay coming in, which means we don't have any turrets for a hot minute either. And a 7-minute Reaver drop is here. There it is. Oh, big hit. God, that was a big hit. Ready for another big hit? And by big hit, I mean an SCV will die. Maybe 2. Oh, no. No. Go back. Go. Where are you going this way for? Okay, you want to try to kill Vulture? Oh, spider mines. Where's Artosis right now? Where's his rage? We need his rage to come through. Move! Get out of there! Told you to leave! Oh, meanwhile, the Siege Tanks are up here. Wow, alright. This is getting exciting all of a sudden. This Reaver's getting some work done, but also there's 5 Siege Tanks at the front door of Olympus, and he's not quite ready to deal with that at the moment. These Dragoons are like, so, our front door is getting knocked down. That's not great. Dude, unloading into spider mines, not a good play. Unload some zealots in here. Maybe trying to drag the spider mines. Okay. Maybe connected there a little bit. Where did it go? Oh my gosh, it's still here. It is still here, but guess what's happening down this way? Spider mine, siege tanks, and marines. Oh my. I think Olympus is going to lose his natural. Oh my gosh, it keeps losing so many. Only 7 kills on this Reaver? Are you kidding me? How does that only have 7 kills? Olympus just lost his nat, man. There's no saving it. The siege tanks, blah, blah, blah. 5 kills, 1 kill, 3 kills, 4 kills. It's 37 to 35 workers. For all the damage that has been done here. Spider Mine connects, kills the Reaver, kills a tank too, though. So that's not great, but I think Olympus would have preferred to keep the Reaver, and maybe the tank could survive too. It's only fair. So Olympus is now in all of the trouble. 100,000,000% of all of the percentage of trouble is now on his side of it. He's a 1 basing Protoss versus a 2 basing Terran who has more workers than he does. And look, we're going to build a bunker here to make it even harder for you to possibly retake this base. Wait, where did this happen? Falcon's minimap viewing prowess, always a problem. He does have a second base, which if Scan knew about, this would be GG. He would just roll like 3 siege tanks over here, kill this, dunzo, we're out. Man, if he's not, he's checking this, that's good. That's great, checking this is great. There could be a base down here. He checked this tube on the way to checking this. So that's fine. Oh, I think the shuttle just flew over and... Oh, no, that's the shuttle, though. Did the vultures see this? That is largely the question. All right, we're back. We're back with more Reaver and shuttle action. Olympus needs this to work, and he needs it to work hard if he's going to win this game. Being on even base count is better than being down a base count to the Terran, for sure. But it's still not great. You want to have more bases than the Terran because their units are more cost efficient, and you're going to lose a lot of Dragoons to them, and Zealots, and High Templar, and Arbiters, and Reavers, and Shuttles, and stuff, right? Alright, we get Zealot legs, says Olympus. There's still literally nothing defending this base over here, other than the ignorance of Scan. This is crazy to me. I cannot... Okay, check it. Check it. Check it. I like how you're using SCVs to scout for you. You know you have vultures on the map, right? Nope. Oh, actually did kill something. Okay, so the SCV sees this. Is Scan going to be able to respond? Just send 2 tanks over, man. Just 2. 2 siege tanks, maybe a couple vultures for support. He really, really needs to respond to this right now. He's got a ton of army dealing with this Reaver flying around. And I don't know if it matters. Like, leave some units to deal with the Reaver and send the rest of the stuff down here and wipe this out and win the game. That is my professional recommendation here, because you know that it's here now. Vultures can't get through this wall. The tanks are going to have to take it down. Oh, SCV kills the probe that was coming down here to expand. That's hot. That is an amazing SCV there. Really earning his keep for sure. The Reavers... Oh, hang on. What is in here, actually? 1 Reaver, mostly Zealots. Another turret coming up. Spider Mine's getting laid all over the place. If you want to unload on the Spider Mines, be our guest. The siege tanks are the problem, though. So, I mean, this is a lot of vultures, too. All right, so Zealots Dragoons coming from the left side. Wiping out this army is a major priority for Olympus. If he can't kill this, he's going to have a hard time winning this game, and he is going to be able to clear this out. With superior Zealot numbers, the tanks get wiped out, the vultures are done, and that Reaver contributed to the battle as well. So Olympus taking a 3rd base now, which he desperately needs. This is amazing. I mean, this... an incredibly back-footed position for Olympus to be in here. And yet, he's fighting hard. Scan doesn't have a 3rd base yet, which I feel like he probably should have one by now, but a 2-basing Terran is pretty strong and kind of hard to ignore. A lot of Terran players are like, 2 bases is really good, and it is, but 3 bases is better. Oh, losing that shuttle hurts. Just kind of scattered Dragoons wandering in here, but there's enough siege tanks and Goliaths where, like, this is not. This is trading Dragoons for siege tanks. It's exactly what he needed to do, and he did it. All right. Good man. Good man, Olympus, doing what you got to do. 3rd base, minerals only, but still, you'll need a lot of Zealots. Clearing this is just going to suck. There's just Marines and bunkers, Spider Mine, turrets up, siege tanks with no upgrades yet, but working on that +1 vehicle attack. This is a great game. Oh, no, wait, no, the ramp is screwing us up. Oh. Are there enough Zealots to get on top of these tanks and kill them all? The answer seems to be yes, absolutely. The bunker's less of a problem than I imagined them to be, and by golly, Olympus is going to retake his natural. If it kills him, and it doesn't. He's got a lot of units left. He's not dead. This is a lot of SCVs coming down. Are we here to repair stuff? What the heck, Scan? This is a very, very, very weird game. Yeah, not enough vultures to save these tanks. The Dragoons are not getting saved, but hey. You know, tank count being kept low with Zealots is also good. You don't just have to use Dragoons for that. Insane. They got the legs upgrade. They don't have any upgrades either, but they're working on +1 ground weapons. Making another shuttle for aggressive stuff. Trying to hold off the Terran army from getting this position to where they can wipe this base out on the right side. And you know what? It's working. It's working pretty well. There's only 2 tanks here. The Dragoons are back, which means the vultures aren't just having their way with these Zealots anymore. Very good. The +1 vehicle weapons is done for Scan, though, so that's going to be very nice for him. He does have a 3rd base. Over on this left side. He's just landed it. He's giving it a ComSat station. All right, cool. So 3-base Terran versus a 3-basing Protoss with soon to be a 4th base as he's taking his natural again. Not a great sign, but you know, Olympus can definitely win this game. I am entirely convinced that is a possibility here today. Vultures cruising down the left side. Gonna have to deal with some cannons. Free probe death. Free pylon death. Look, they do full damage to shields. You notice the shields go away quickly, but the HP does not go away as quickly. They actually decided to just leave some spider mines here, and the pylon is yours, my friend. Don't even worry about it. That is not a command center. All right, so not going for a quick 4th base here is Scan at least. Tank count still fairly intimidating despite the numbers he's lost in the first 15 minutes of this game. He has lost definitely more than a few tanks. And going for that Arbiter tech now is Olympus. Alright, so suitable Protoss army here. Oh, they just killed a Bengalas. I saw that. I saw you murder that critter for no reason, Scans. The spider mine hits are pretty strong. The Vultures kind of trying to keep the tanks alive here, but nice unloading behind the line to get on these siege tanks. Nothing too shabby. Tank down, take down, take down. Oh, baby. Olympus shuts that down pretty darn hard. Kills a few siege tanks in the process. And Olympus is now very close to Scan's total supply, 117 to 121. Scan has 69 total workers, though, which is insanity for 3 bases. He probably should take a 4th base soon if he's going to win this game. Olympus just absolutely played this as well, I think, as you're going to see from a Protoss these days. He's absolutely killing it from a very tenuous position. I don't know what these Zealots are trying to do. I assume they should have got up in this mineral line. Yeah, there was a... Kill SCVs. That's kind of what you're here for. I guess Zealots are a decent target, or tanks are a decent target as well. Another probe down. Every time a probe comes over here, the Vultures are like, we got this, don't worry. We got it. We got to deal with 2 cannons, which doesn't seem great, but if we can just target fire individual probes... Oh my gosh, disgusting. Just absolute destruction of the probe line in this bottom left-hand mineral base for Olympus. Knocks him down to 38 workers here at 17 minutes, you know? For as well as Olympus has been playing, and I've been giving him a lot of props for how well he's been playing, that cannon survives for 6 HP remaining. Scan is playing very, very well. He has done a great job killing bases, done a great job killing probes, harassing, keeping pressure on the Protoss. He's up 151 to 121 supply. He's got a better economy. He is setting up on this left side. Destination usually comes down to these bases. The left side and the right side bases at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock respectively, or closer to 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock, I guess. Or like at 9:30 and at 3:30, whatever. But these 2 bases, because there are so few bases on this map, taking these and holding them is really important, and it's kind of hard to do because there are 2 entrances to deal with them. They're pretty small. You can set up tanks down here and cause a lot of problems. A lot of problems for stuff going on this high ground. Olympus, +1 attack done. Working on +2 attack and +1 armor. Again, not great upgrades from Scan here either. He's got the +1. He's working on +2 for his mech. And Olympus is going to try to take this right side base, going for that 330 style. Spider Mine by itself not going to connect on this many Dragoons from a distance. Well, that one totally did. Vultures throwing out Spider Mines, getting out of there as well as they can. But then none of them actually make it out, so that's totally fine. Scan seems to be keeping that backdoor base, that top right kind of backyard base that you got on this map for later, which a lot of players do. That is a totally viable strategy. Stasis getting researched, Storm getting researched. Olympus getting into the tech abilities of the Protoss that are so useful against this meching strat that Scan is going for, and indeed all Terran players go for it in this matchup. Yeah, if you can storm Vultures, storm tanks, storm Goliaths, weaken them, wound them, bruise them, and then stasis tanks to make the tank count low, it's going to be a good time. Oh, he brought a tank with him this time, so this cannon with 6 HP is going to die. And there it goes. No saving it whatsoever. Trying to take down a cannon here. Zealots flanking, though. A lot of Zealots, and then Dragoons coming in from the top side, causing some problems there, too. Dropship does not make it out. Ooh, Arbiter assisting with that kill, too. So long-distance mining here from Olympus with his 51 probes. Right side base coming up. Left side already established from Scan. This is a hard game to predict who's going to win this one. That said, if you're down 193 to 145 supply to a Terran at 20 minutes, I don't feel great about your chances, Olympus, but Olympus has done some incredible things in this game alone, so I'm very loath to call him dead here. Especially since, you know, Scan's army is up here and not down to the south killing Protoss bases. That would be more of an indication that somebody is dead, right? And this is what every Protoss player has nightmares about. Alright, done pretty well against this Terran so far. I've whittled their tank count down. I've got some Arbiter tech up. I have some Storm. And then 87 tanks roll down the left side of the map, and then you're like, oh, well, engaging with this is going to be horrible. But actually, Scan backing out a little bit after sending some tanks up to maybe mess with this base, unsupported by anything else, which is a weird choice. Okay, I mean, guaranteed damage would be killing the cannons or the probes here, but additionally, killing this Nexus would be huge. You got +2 attack, so let's do it. Olympus isn't really interested in, okay, not interested in saving that base, but he is interested in attacking directly in to Scan's massive tank army. Storms dropping, wow! A lot of tanks die, but I don't know that it is enough tanks are dying here. If there are several tanks left at the end of the battle and you don't have much going on, yeah, that Nexus is dead, as I knew it would be, as there was no response to it whatsoever. 159 to 131 supply. A lot of tanks died there. That was great, but not enough. Not enough to really cause problems for the Terran army. He's pulling up. Olympus trying to expand on this right side base that is really traditionally Scans. So that's weird. Olympus all the way up to 61 probes, though. He's been probing pretty hard recently. Any EMPs getting tossed down? Quite possibly. You can see some of them from the Science vessel. Oh, unless they die. Never mind. No EMPs from you. Dude, the shuttle unloading the High Templar and casting storms and some sick micros out of Olympus. Disgusting shenanigans here. These tanks are entirely unopposed. 3 kills, 2 kills, 4 kills each. The probes probably evacuated that way, and bam, Olympus just calls the GG. Scan is your winner here in 23 minutes. Once again, it's always weird when you get a GG where the player is, he attacks and it doesn't quite work out for him and then they GG, but he understands the position that he's in, right? He understands that he only has effectively one base here. He lost that bottom left one. It's got a natural rolling. I guess this one's fine too, though. But I guess it's more of a numbers game. He needed this or this to win, especially after losing the bottom left Nexus. And he wasn't getting this one at all. So, I don't know. He's a 3-basing Protoss against a... I mean, effectively a 2-basing Terran here, but he's just down 40 supply, which is not ideal. Yeah, he just doesn't have enough Protoss army to really threaten this position much at all. That is, you outnumber your Zealot opponents like 6-1, alright. He tried to get some sick High Templar Storms off, but neither of those worked. And he just gets absolutely rebuffed there. It's 173 to 120 supply. And where's the GG? It's here, I'm assuming. Right about here. I'm trying to catch it at the end. There it is. Okay. So that's the situation where he GG's out. Down 177 to 128 supply. Scan. Just too many tanks, right? Upgrades are looking good. Doesn't have the 3 yet, but it's on the way. He's working on armor for those units too. And he's just got these bases. He can set up and take this one now. It's really not a matter of economy in this game. Because once again, Olympus is doing all right. He's got 3 mining bases, largely because his natural base was effectively late, right? I guess he could be taking this gas here too, but he really just doesn't have anything is the problem, right? His army value is, he's got 6 zealots, an arbiter, an empty shuttle, and a dream here. Against all of this, it's at least 12 siege tanks, a bunch of vultures running around, more tanks joining the party all the time, 4 popping out there. He just can't handle the army that is going to come to kill him in time to save him, and he just decides to tap out to save himself the time and scan the time. So GG scan. Nicely done. I mean, killing your opponent's natural base in the first, 10 minutes is pretty good if you're interested in winning a game of StarCraft. But especially dealing with the Reaver drops as effectively as he did. He did lose, again, 7, maybe 8 or 9 SCVs. But his SCV production, his macro, was just so good consistently that it didn't matter. He was able to replace those losses as quickly as they came. 133,000 points for Scan, 122 for Olympus. Ended up killing similar numbers of units, which again is not good, where a Terran is going to be more cost efficient and actually outproduced the Protoss too. So this is what did it. This is what killed Olympus. Which is the sheer number of units produced here. And if your resources spent, you get outspent by the Terran, that's just a GG2. You just really can't expect much of anything after that unless you get outspent by your Terran opponent in 23 minutes. Not going to work. All right, good stuff. Good stuff here today from both of these players. Pretty fun Patreon cast for sure. Whew. All right, that is going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.